Man-made and natural disasters have paved the way for heroes among us to shine even brighter. You don't need superpowers. You don't need to be special. All you need to have is compassion. We'll meet some heroes, including my personal hero, along with some stars, as Kababayan LA starts right now. The question is, when will Pinay singing sensation Charisse Pempenco be on Glee again? We're going to try to answer that question today on Kababayan LA. Also, speaking of Filipinos in Hollywood, the All-Star Weekend. Have you heard of them? Apparently, they are the next Jonas Brothers, and two of them are Pinoy. We'll meet them also today on the show. But aside from the stars, and along with the stars, today I'd like to dedicate this particular program of Kababayan LA to the heroes amongst us, those who are trying to make a difference in other people's lives. They're not necessarily rich, nor necessarily popular, but they have compassion and they want to help other people. Also introduce you to some Kababayan heroes from the Inland Empire, and to my personal hero. You'll meet them today on Kababayan LA. But over the weekend, of course, there has been a lot of news, and one of them is the news about Libya. A lot of violence. The situation there is intensifying, and one hero comes out. People are praising her for her strength and her smarts. I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. Here's the story.
This is a fluid and fast-moving situation, which may be the understatement of the time.
It was just over a month ago that Libyan pro-democracy demonstrators took to the streets of Tripoli, and the country's iron-fisted leader, Muammar Gaddafi, unleashed a violent crackdown. Secretary Clinton delivered the first U.S. response. The world is watching the situation in Libya, she said, with alarm. The opposition, although making gains, was massively outgunned. Its leaders begged the United States and the West for military help. But President Obama's administration held back. With Hillary Clinton delivering the message, the administration imposed economic sanctions, closed the U.S. embassy in Libya, ordered the Libyan embassy in Washington to shut down. For the most part, the president left it to Clinton to do the tough talking.
Gaddafi has lost the legitimacy to govern, and it is time for him to go without further violence or delay.
Behind the scenes, as Mr. Obama's military advisors urged caution on a no-fly zone, Clinton, officials say, joined UN Ambassador Susan Rice, who'd been pushing for a Security Council resolution with the broadest possible authority and international support. The turning point, the Arab League throws its support behind a no-fly zone, and the UN Security Council gives the green light, authorizing military action to back it up. Clinton outlined the administration's endgame. This past Friday, Clinton, just back from a Mideast trip, turned right around and headed to Paris for a last-minute summit called by French President Nicolas Sarkozy.
French planes were in the air as we were meeting, and there will be other actions to follow.
On to Japan now. People are conflicted whether to hail this man a hero or otherwise. One thing they agree on, this guy has been working hard non-stop, no sleep over the past couple days from Japan. Let's get the story and let's meet the Japanese Chief Cabinet Secretary.
How are you feeling?
Yes.
I'm feeling great, but
no. It's no wonder Yukio Edano is feeling the strain. For the past 10 days, he's barely slept. He admits to an hour here and there in his chair. He's only been home once. Hour after hour, day after day, the Chief Cabinet Secretary fronts the media. Each appearance by the man in the blue jacket marks another twist and turn in Japan's efforts to stave off nuclear disaster. Each day, each hour, do you feel like you're winning? You're winning this fight?
We should never be an optimist. We will take nothing for granted.
But Edano's role as designated point man has brought him as much scorn as fame. He's asking people to trust him with their lives, reassuring the nation that rising radiation levels will pose little threat. Many in Japan say they simply don't believe him. Can you guarantee that you're not hiding anything?
that what you are telling the people is the truth.
Yes, we have always shared all the information with the public, but this situation is dynamic, announcements may be delayed, and that may cause confusion, but we will do more to make sure to remove any gap.
Now another scare to deal with: contaminated food, traces of radioactive material in milk and spinach. Not enough to cause illness, but would you eat it?
もちろんです。
Of course. And your family?
もちろんです。
Throughout this interview, he never flinches, his hands clasped in his lap and his shoulders rigid, but sometimes a smile we haven't seen before when talking about his wife's support. And just the merest flinch only when I ask about the personal toll.
This looks like it's upsetting you a bit.
Very frankly, I can't afford to think of how I feel right now. I am just committed to my work and my responsibility.
This messenger, many simply will not believe, has a job to do. Stan Grant, CNN, Tokyo.
And still on Japan, let us not forget the survivors of the triple tragedies in Japan. Some of them survived the earthquake, the tsunami, and trying to overcome the effects of the nuclear meltdown that's happening there right now. Of course, the young people, they're still wanting to help, and they're still united in order to build up their country. Let's watch this.
It was an unstoppable force that swallowed up entire communities in a matter of seconds. A historic earthquake caused this monster tsunami, creating devastation and misery on an unprecedented scale. For Japan's youth, far removed from the crisis, they've never witnessed anything of this magnitude on home soil.
I was so afraid of the tsunami, I can't even put my fear into words.
And now the threat of a nuclear fallout has many of them on edge.
I'm afraid of radiation because it's something I can't see, and we just can't trust the information we're getting.
For a generation struggling with high unemployment and a depressed economy, the crisis could have easily added to their bleak prospects. But instead, they're rallying together in the hope of getting their nation back on its feet.
The young people can make a difference if we do what we can. If everyone takes a little step, Japan will become a better place.
Ironically, this crisis has given Japan's younger generation hope. So many of them have been spurred into action, volunteering, donating to charity, or simply raising awareness on social networking sites. It's made them realize they have something important to contribute to their country. Once criticized as being apathetic, this generation is now changing perceptions.
I think young people can make a difference, and because of that, Japan will recover.
Anna Corin, CNN, Tokyo.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The worst of human tragedies give birth to really the best. It really paves the way for the best in human spirits to shine. We'd like to thank CNN for sharing those stories with us today on Kababayan LA, but we are not done yet. More heroes to meet when we return on the show. Don't go away.
This is Maris from Paris. Don't forget to watch Kababayan LA at 4:30 on Tuesday, and you can call in if you have questions for me.